Okay, Free Radicals, welcome back. My name is Dave, and thank you for being here on the Radical Independent. As you know, I have kind of switched my focus away from candidate worship to worshiping a platform, or not worshiping, but appreciating a platform. And of course, I'm talking about the Green Party. But before I get into detail on that situation or do a video about that, I want to address something. Why did Tulsi Gabbard and Bernie Sanders run as Democrats? Can someone tell me why they would do that? Because, again, we're assuming that they're very intelligent people, right? And I know this is going to sound very base and very rude, but we stuck around basically now for, 5-6 years, depending on how long, for the Bernie people supporting Bernie Sanders. It's been a long time. The Tulsi people, not as long. But both camps believed that their candidate was the best candidate. But yet they couldn't figure out this one small issue, and that is you're running in a corrupt party. So eventually you're going to hit a roadblock. You're going to be stopped. And then your coalition is going to be destroyed. Now, it's happening all over the place. All the Justice Democrat people are acting like fools. They voted for this stimulus bailout thing, which is worse than the stimulus bailout of 2008. People like AOC and Ilhan Omar, they voted for this. And they don't give you an explanation. They try to play a game where they talk all tough and independent, and then when push comes to shove, they vote like neoliberals. Hence why I am now full steam ahead in the Green Party. Look, you know what? You know where you start a revolution? You go outside the structure. You build a new structure, and you work within that structure. That's how you do it. You invade it. You go over in droves, you invade the Green Party, and then you take it over and you make it more substantive. And then you run candidates wherever you can. It's a party, too, devoted to the working class, devoted to healing the planet, hopefully not focusing on identity politics, but it would depend on the candidate you're supporting. Right now, I'm supporting Dario Hunter, who is still running and who is currently legitimately in second place in the primaries and could easily end up being the nominee if more people care about this. But seriously, let's go back to the question that I asked. Bernie Sanders had this horrible experience in 2016. He decided to play this game where he would acquiesce on some things. He would toe the line on Russiagate, for instance. Really horrible advice that he got. Tulsi at least remained somewhat independent on that issue, but that makes her folding up at the end even more bizarre. Because even though she stuck up for Joe Biden, defended him against people who were calling him a racist and so forth, that was during the primaries. At the end of the day, supporting a candidate who is cognitively in decline to go up against Donald Trump, who many people think he's in decline, but he's really not. That's just the way he is. He's still bombastic. He's going to just completely take Joe apart on the dementia thing. And what's the media going to do? Are they going to say Trump's mean? Because all you got to do is listen to Joe talk. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump. See, I'm tired of it always being about Trump, because every time it's about Trump, we don't get to talk about free public college, which is a legitimate request. That's what we're asking our government to do, to allow kids to go to a public college, not Harvard, not Yale, not Princeton. Those people with money can still spend the farm on higher education and, get the prestigious degree. I'm talking about an inner city kid from a really rough part of town going to a public college and getting a 4-year degree of some kind. If not, then vocational training, something. And I don't think that's going to break the bank, especially considering what we're doing in the financial markets right now, which is just unfathomable. It's just, I can't even wrap my brain around how we're just playing with the monetary system. We're moving decimal points, and people in the financial industry are like, yeah, we just mark it up higher. That's how we create money. And so again, I'll ask this question one more time. If you're really smart and you're running for president and you've got all these issues laid out and you think your campaign is savvy and cutting edge and is speaking to the working people of this country, but yet your strategy is to run into a brick wall because everybody knew it was coming, and there are still people in denial. Some people say, oh, in 2024, we can hijack this party. No, you're not. You're not going to do it. There's one party, and it's the corporate party. That's the one party. Democrats and Republicans. I didn't say it. It was Chris Hedges who said it, and he's smarter than I am. So, again, if you're running for president, you need to run to the outside of this mess, and I've been saying this since last July, hence Dario Hunter for president in the Green Party. And yeah, again, if you're a libertarian, consider a libertarian. If you prefer Howie Hawkins, eventually I'm hoping to speak with Howie and to talk to him about issues that I believe are really important to the people who may or may not support him. I want to give him a fair shake. I really enjoyed speaking with Dario Hunter because I think he's a great candidate. I'm not voting for Joe Biden. I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I will vote for the Green Party candidate, whoever that is. I prefer Dario Hunter, but we'll see how it shakes out. For the rest of you, can you answer the question as to why Bernie and Tulsi ran in the corrupt party and knew eventually they weren't going to be... I mean, Tulsi Gabbard should have known about 3 or 4 months into her campaign, and everybody felt sorry and said, okay, well, we need to overcome the blackout. If you're being blacked out, then get out. All you have to do to justify breaking the quote-unquote rules is, look, they're not being fair to me. They said, this would happen, and all of these things are making it impossible for me to run for president as a Democrat. Heck, even if she ran as a Republican, now I know you're not going to beat the incumbent who's president right now, but even if she ran as a Republican and took a lot of these ideas with her, I think she would get a hearing, because a lot of people from more libertarian-minded Republicans and so forth were coming over to hear her message. It's a failing proposition to run as either a Democrat or a Republican, actually, but more even a Democrat than anything. The Green Party is where it's at, and I would ask those of you who used to support Bernie or Tulsi to at least look at it. Go and look at the platform. This is the stuff you want. This is the stuff you wanted to vote for, and now you've got an opportunity to make a difference, either with Dario or Howie. I prefer Dario, but we'll see about Howie in the future. Maybe we can talk to him and get him on record about Russiagate and a few other very important issues that I think voters need to hear, because, Joe Biden and Donald Trump, those are your choices. And I know a lot of people are going to end up voting for Biden who were originally supporting Bernie, and they're going to get burned. No pun intended. They're going to get burned, and it's going to be just a nicer, more senile version of the guy we have in office now. That's if Biden can even make it to the finish line of this primary. We will see. All right, I'm done. Thanks for watching. If you can support this channel, I have a Patreon link to this channel. I also have PayPal, where you can do one-time donations. It's davidjspuria@gmx.com. I'm going to keep plugging away, and I'm going to be completely radically independent. I am not beholden to the Democratic or Republican parties. I am my own person, and I believe that we need a way around this mess, and I need your help. I need your help and support. All right. Stay safe. Stay indoors if you can, and we'll talk soon.